for this example, it says given the slope and a point, write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. So it's going to be really similar to what we did on Monday, but now we actually have less steps because they already give us our slope. So I already know my slope is -3, and then I'm given a point. However, as you see from this, I'm actually given the point in a little bit different of a way. It says f of 2 is equal to -1. Well, if we remember back to 3.3, whatever number's in the parentheses is really my x, and whatever is equal to is really my y. So f of 2 equals -1 is the same thing as the point 2, -1. So remember, my x is first and my y is second. So now I can go ahead and actually plug that into my y equals mx plus b. And the reason why is I have a y value of -1. So instead of y, I'm going to plug in -1. I'm given my m of -3. I get my x from my point as well, and that's 2. And now I just need to find my b. Well, -3 times 2, I get -6. And then to get b by itself, I'm just going to add 6 to both sides. And so I get that 5 is equal to b. And so I have my m, I have my b, and now I'm going to plug those in to get y equals -3x plus 5. Okay, let's try another one. So again, this one gives me my point in function notation. So again, whatever number's in the parentheses my x, whatever is equal to is my y. So it's the same thing as the point -9, -2. So I'm going to plug in what I know into y equals mx plus b. Well, from this point that they gave us, I know that my y can equal -2. I know my slope is 2/3. I know my x is -9. And then I'm trying to find my b. So here, my first step is I'm going to go ahead and multiply these together. And so remember, when we're multiplying a fraction with a whole number, I can put a 1 underneath and then just multiply across. And so I get 2 times -9, which is -18 over 3. Well, -18 divided by 3 is really just -6. Then I'm going to add 6 to both sides. And so I get that 4 is equal to b. So I have my b, I have my slope, so now I can plug those into my slope-intercept form. So instead of m, I'm going to put 2/3 x plus 4. Okay, go ahead and pause the video and try and do number 3. Okay, so the answer you should have gotten here was y equals 6/7 x minus 4. So this point was really nice in that it had a 0. And so even though I had a fraction there, I was just multiplying by 0. And so I got that b equals -4. And so for this one, we actually didn't have to go through this work. Because if you recall, my y-intercept is always in this form of 0 in some number. And so, since my b is my y-intercept, they actually already gave it to us. So if you happen to recognize that when you're doing homework or a test, that's great. Otherwise, you can always go through this work and double check yourself as well. Okay, let's try this last one. So here I get that the slope is -4/3, and I have the point 3, 0. And so here you may recognize that that's actually my x-intercept, because my x-intercept is always in the form of a number, comma 0. So I actually can't use anything with that for this one since my b is my y-intercept. So I do need to actually go through these steps. So 3 is my x, 0 is my y. So that means I'm going to plug in 0 in for y. My m is negative 4/3. X is 3. And I just put that 1 underneath since, again, I know I'm multiplying it with a fraction. And so if I multiply across negative 4 times 3, I get negative 12. 3 times 1, I get 3. Well, negative 12 divided by 3, I get negative 4. Then I'm going to add 4 to both sides. And so I get that 4 is equal to b. And so my answer for this one is going to be y is equal to m, which is negative 4/3, x plus b, which is 4. Okay, that's it for this video. You can go ahead and move on to that last one where we will do an application problem.